I am still fuming about that result against Brighton. Still annoyed, still pissed off. How can you be 2-0 up in the Premier League and lose a game 3-2? And Tottenham have not done that once, not twice, not 3 times as a lady. We have done that 10 times. 10 times we have been 2-0 up in a game and lost 3-2. It's infuriating. And we need to speak about how Tottenham actually get to the promised land, which is winning the Premier League. Because we are on a huge trophy drought. We have won one trophy since 2008, which is absolutely diabolical. You know, coming up to nearly 20 years. It'll be, what, 17 years next year. We got to speak about it. And we got to speak about Ange Postecoglou and the truth in his system. Make sure you go down, drop a like if you haven't already. We are closing in on 28,000 subscribers. We are less than 200 away. Make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button. Now, Tottenham have had a very up and down start to this Premier League season. We've been on the highs of beating Man United 3-0 at Old Trafford. We've been 2-0 up against Brighton and thrown the entire thing away. And I wanted to talk about what has gone wrong with Ange Postecoglou's tactics. Is it a personnel thing? Is it a manager thing? Is it tactics? And the truth about Tottenham this season, because as much as I've been impressed with a lot of our performances, I've also been infuriated and extremely disappointed in our results. We've only won 3 of our opening 7 Premier League games, which, as it stands, we're level on points with Brentford and Nottingham Forest. West Ham have got a new manager in and had one of their worst starts to a Premier League season. And we're only 2 points above them. But look how fine the margins are. We win a game. If we would have beaten Brighton, we'd be on 13 points at the moment, which would mean we'd only be 1 point off of top 4. But the Premier League has always been a tough, highly competitive league. And the Premier League is not forgiving. You don't take your chances. It is curtains. You will be punished. Apologies if I sound a bit bunged up. The flu is kicking my backside. Now, Tottenham, one of the biggest football clubs in the country. On a match day, we turn over more than any club in the Premier League, to my knowledge. We have got very good FFP. We've got a very good balance in terms of our player to wage bill. I think it's one of the lowest I think it's the 10th or 9th in the Premier League. But how does this mentality of this football club change? Because if Liverpool, if Chelsea, if City, if Arsenal are 2-0 up at half-time against Brighton, surely Arteta, Slot, Maresca, and Guardiola, you would expect a team to come out against you. You would naturally expect the next 15 minutes of a football match you're going to be on the back foot. They're going to come out against you. You're away from home. You're winning the game. But no, for whatever reason, we try to stick to our game plan. And I'm happy to critique and give Ange praise when it's due. We've had a really good start to the Europa League campaign. You know, we're third in that. We're joint top of the Europa League. We're only behind Lazio and Lyon on goal difference. But an extremely good start to the Europa League. Scoring 5, conceding 1. Winning away from home, winning at home with 10 men. Genuinely, it's more the Premier League form we need to speak about. Now, the Premier League form has been up, down, up, down, up, down. And we've played some really good football this season, but we just can't finish our chances. And that, when I talk about finishing our chances, that's a hierarchy problem. Because the hierarchy have decided to sign on Timo Werner on loan for 170 grand for another year. That is absolutely appalling business. Timo Werner is great at taking players on. He gets down to the byline. He can occasionally put a good cross in. But the end product when it comes to finishing his chances is nowhere near the level. Nowhere near the level. You know, and I just can't get over that Brighton defeat. I genuinely can't. You know, You look at our next 5 or 6 games. This is how fine the margins are. We beat West Ham, AZ Alkmaar, and Crystal Palace, and everyone forgets, including myself. However, we lose to West Ham at home, don't beat AZ Alkmaar. All of a sudden, we've got Crystal Palace, Manchester City, Aston Villa, Galatasaray away. You have got Victor Osimhen, Ipswich Town, and then look, Man City and Roma again. The margins are so fine in a managerial job in the Premier League, but Tottenham, I don't get it. One minute we look absolutely brilliant, the next minute we're with defenders making individual errors, midfielders not making the right passes, the shape of the team, we completely crumble. Why is it whenever a player leaves Tottenham, this has got to be studied. This has genuinely got to be spoken about. Whenever a player leaves Tottenham, they become so much better. Giovanni Lo Celso is in the best goal-scoring form of his career. Troy Parrott has gone to AZ Alkmaar right now, scored 4 goals in one game the other day. Brian Hill has gone to Girona, balling out at Girona. Why is it whenever we have those players, for whatever reason, it just doesn't work? I just don't understand it. I really don't. I don't understand it. Like, sometimes we play some of the best football in the league. The shape of the team, one-touch pass and a move, playing it out from the back. We look really, really, really good. And the next minute, we're 2-0 up. The arrogance of us coming back out on the pitch. Yeah, we're going to win this. We're larger in charge. And then 1, 2, 3, Danny Welbeck scores a third. Look at the inconsistency of the results this season. Just on Premier League form. We had 5 really good games. We beat Coventry, Brentford, Qarabag, Man United, and Fenerbahce. But before that, drew to Leicester, beat Everton, lost to Newcastle, lost to Arsenal, beat Coventry, Brentford, Qarabag, Man United, Fenerbahce, lost to Brighton. The big football clubs in the league. Liverpool have won 9 of their first 10 games. Arsenal and City are unbeaten in the league right now. And of course, you can say they've got better squads than us. And you could probably say they've got better managers than us. But look at what Unai Emery has done at that Aston Villa side in such a short period of time. They're beating Bayern Munich on Champions League nights. Aston Villa right now look really, really good. They've got players off the bench like John Duran who can come on and really affect games. You know, Aston Villa, albeit they're only 4 points ahead of us, but you know that's such fine margins. But that 4 points, it sounds crazy. It's a small gap, but it's still huge this early on. We're already 8 points off the top of the league. Now, I'm not saying Tottenham are good enough to win the league right now, but we've got a better team than Newcastle. We've got a better team than Brighton. Have we got a better team than Villa? It's debatable. Chelsea Enzo Maresca's been there 5 minutes. They've scored more goals than us. They've conceded the same amount as us. They've won more games than us. You know, they've lost less. We've already lost 3 games. We've lost more games than anyone in the... If you actually go down, you have to go down to West Ham and Brentford and Bournemouth and Man United to see teams that have lost the same amount of games as us. We can't manage games out. And that is the problem. And that was the problem against Brighton. We cannot manage games out. That is the flipping problem with this football club. And this isn't it's part of this was Ange, because at half time I would have made some tactical changes to make the, drop the back line a bit deeper and just manage the game out. The first 15 minutes are going to come on to you. But this has also been a Conte problem, a Jose problem, a Poch problem, a Stellini, and now an Ange. And that is from the hierarchy. We spend an awful lot of money. We spent, since the Premier League's been around, about 1.6, 1.7 billion pounds. We've only got 2 trophies to show for it, which is 2 League Cups. In that time, Wigan have won an FA Cup. Birmingham have won a League Cup. Leicester have won a league title and an FA Cup. Man United have won countless. Arsenal have won countless. Chelsea, Liverpool, City. But we spend a hell of a lot of money. Now, the only way this changes, because I don't think Daniel Levy's going to go anywhere soon, is you bring an intelligent football brain like we had before with Marcus Edwards. That is the only way it changes. Genuinely. The only way. That's the only way it changes, in my opinion. Like, I don't know at times. I look at Tottenham, I think we've got a really good squad. We've got one of the best academies in the league right now. We won the Premier League 2 last year. We've got players like Mikey Moore coming out of there, Lancashire coming out of there. We've got young talent like Bergval and Archie Gray. There is a lot of foundations to be built there. You've got so much money coming in from merchandise, from different revenue streams like the Formula One, rugby, NFL. But when it comes down to, the football club, we like I criticized Brendan Johnson and I've criticized him a lot within the last year and a half, but he's starting to come good. And he's got 6 goals in his last 6 games. And I think he's our joint top goal scorer this season. So fair play to Brendan Johnson and big up yourself. But we've got to change a lot of things about this football club. We bring in a football brain like Marcus Edwards or Luis Campos or Tixie Birkenstein. Someone like that can work within his budget and excel and excel and excel and excel and excel. Lango we brought in from Aston Villa was responsible for signing the likes of Martinez and Ollie Watkins and Matty Cash and Kamara and Leon Bailey and Moussa Diaby. Quality players. That is what I want to see. And I understand we're probably going to go down this process road, but we have got to 100% bring a footballing brain into Tottenham Hotspur. That is the way that going forward we improve as a football club. It has to be. We're Tottenham are a massive football club. People say, "Hey, where's your trophies?" We've got a huge following. We've got one of the biggest stadiums in the world. One of the stadiums that brings in more money on a match day. But we need to bring in a footballing brain at the top, have a plan and underline what that plan is, and then start building from there. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you guys think Tottenham will ever get back up to the promised land? Because this is the thing that really annoys me, and I'm going to bring it up right now. If you look back to 4 seasons ago, or 3 seasons ago, to the 2021-2022 campaign, Tottenham and Arsenal had an North London derby at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham won 3-0. Tottenham ended up finishing 4th. We got Champions League football. We only finished 3 points off a 3rd that year, with Man City and Liverpool having an incredible campaign. Yep. We finished above Arsenal. The following season, look where Arsenal went, and look where Tottenham went. They finished 24 points ahead of us. And the season before that, we finished above them. Now, you might be thinking, that's a fluke. The following season after that, the 2023-2024 campaign, Arsenal again finished 23 points above us. 23 points. And already this season, we're only 7 games in, and Arsenal are 7 points ahead of us. As well as Chelsea are 4, City are 7, Liverpool are 8. That has got to change. With the amount of money we spend on players, the amount of money that comes through the door from ticket sales, with the global reach this football club has got, that has got to change. It has to change. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you have subscribed. Because I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in terms of how do Tottenham go forward with this? How do we get back to the promised land, which we did once in 1961 of winning league titles? Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you have subscribed. And I'll see you all soon. Thank you for watching. I am out.